Everybody, it is a little bit later, but I thought that I would ring the bell about the quality audit that we had on Tuesday. So for people who don't know, we were previously on what's called the ISO 9001-2008 standard, and we transitioned to the ISO 9001-2015 standard. So we need to transition to that this year, otherwise we would have lost the accreditation, which nobody wants. In terms of what the transition means, so previously the 2008 standard was very heavy on data and process. So if you were a data and process kind of company, it worked really well for measuring things. So, you know, we need to quote this amount of jobs, we need to win this amount of work, we need to, you know, those sort of measurable things. Shifting to the 2015 standard, it became a lot more, not fuzzy because that kind of implies sort of sloppy, but I suppose more...
conceptual?
Yeah, conceptual I suppose is a good word. So it was about like, well, what kind of organisation are you and how do you measure success? Whether that's internally, externally, both. So an example of how we measure success could be the success bell. You know, how many times do we want to ring it a year? If we say 10, we can measure that, but it's not a measurable target the way revenue is kind of thing. It's a bit different, so it's something that, you know, Livingston's has that another company doesn't. So those kind of things. So we transitioned. We did it successfully, which is great. It was a lot of work. We had to basically do everything again from scratch because it was a new standard. The person who did by far the bulk of the work is Mr. Gitto over here in terms of the process, the documentation, the printing, the collating, the auditing, definitely the auditing. So Gitto was in particular responsible for our internal audits. So that's where you look at you know, the policies we have, the procedures we have, and we look at them and say, well, you know, do they work? Are they right? Do they represent our culture? Do they represent the kind of company that Livingston's wants to be? Yes, no, whatever we need to do. And then also, are we actually doing them? So, you know, it's all very well to have a policy, but do we follow it? So Gitto went through all of that, or most of that, and did that. And he also did the consultant file reviews, which some of the consultants around here would have been filling in throughout the months. It was a lot of work, takes a lot of time. It's a lot of, you know, you kind of probably didn't see us doing much of it because it's just documenting how everyone here works. So you guys work the way you work, and we kind of put a framework around that and say, well, this is how we do it, and this is who we are. And the auditors were so impressed, they actually said to me that Gitto should become an auditor at some stage because he truly has a passion for it, which is a high praise, really, I think, from an auditor. So, well done, Gitto. Honestly, they said to me, you know, they audit everybody. You know, every day they go and audit a different company, and they said that, you know, most of the people it's stick and flick. You know, he's signing documents and getting through the job, and they're like, when we read Gitto's audits, that's a man who loves it. So, we say, well done, Gitto. Come ring the bell. Thank you, everybody.